I mean that persons who have noses made in a certain shape should not be expected to think in a certain fashion. The fat have no right to make use of the same words and phrases as the thin. You who have blue eyes, madam, cannot look at life and judge of things and events as if you had black eyes. The shade of your eyes should correspond by a sort of fatality with the shade of your thought. In perceiving these things, I have the scent of a bloodhound. Laugh if you like, but it is so. And yet, once, I imagined that I was in love for an hour. For a day, I had foolishly yielded to the influence of surrounding circumstances. I allowed myself to be beguiled by a mirage of dawn. Would you like me to tell you this story? I met one evening a pretty, enthusiastic little woman who took a poetic fancy to spend a night with me in a boat on a river. I would have preferred a room and a bed. However, I consented to the river and the boat. It was in the month of June. My fair companion chose a moonlit night in order the better to stimulate her imagination. We had dined at a riverside inn and set out in the boat at 10 o'clock. I thought it a rather foolish kind of adventure, but as my companion pleased me, I didn't worry about it. I sat down in the seat facing her. I seized the oars and off we started. I could not deny that the scene was picturesque. We glided past a wooded isle full of nightingales, and the current carried us rapidly over the river, covered with silvery ripples. The tree toads uttered their shrill, monotonous cry. The frogs croaked in the grass by the river bank, and the lapping of water as it flowed on made around us a kind of confused murmur, almost imperceptible, disquieting, and gave us a vague sensation of mysterious fear. The sweet charm of warm nights and of streams glittering in the moonlight penetrated us. It was delightful to be alive and to float along thus, and to dream and to feel at one's side a sympathetic and beautiful young woman. I was somewhat affected, somewhat agitated, somewhat intoxicated by the pale brightness of the night and the consciousness of my proximity to a lovely woman. Olga.
Come and sit beside me.
I obeyed.
Recite some poetry for me.
This appeared to be rather too much. I declined. She persisted. She certainly wanted to play the game, to have a whole orchestra of sentiment, from the moon to the rhymes of poets. In the end, I had to yield, and, as if in mockery, I repeated to her a charming little poem by Louise Boulet, of which the following are the last verses.
I hate the poet who with tearful eye murmurs some name while gazing towards a star, who sees no magic in the earth or sky, unless Lisette or Ninon be not far. The bard who, in all nature, nothing sees divine, unless a petticoat he ties amorously to the branches of the trees, or nightcap to the grass, is scarcely wise. He has not heard the Eternal's thundered tone, the voice of nature in her various moods, who cannot tread the dim ravines alone, and of no woman dream mid whispering woods.
How true it is.
I was astonished. Had she understood? Our boat had gradually approached the bank and became entangled with the branches of a willow, which impeded its progress. I placed my arm around my companion's waist and very gently approached my lips towards her neck. But she repulsed me with an abrupt, angry movement.
Not done, pray. How rude you are.
I tried to draw her towards me. She resisted, caught hold of the tree, and was near flinging us both into the water. I deemed it prudent to cease my importunities.
I would rather capsize you. I feel so happy. I want to dream. This is so delightful. Have you already forgotten the verses you repeated to me just now?
She was right. I became silent.
Come now.
And I plied the oars once more. I began to think the night long, and my position ridiculous. My companion said to me,
Will you make me a promise?
Yes, what is it?
To remain quiet, well behaved, and discreet, if I permit you.